Later. It's a word that holds immense power. The power to delay, to postpone, to put off, until tomorrow, next week, or maybe never. Procrastination is a universal human experience, but its impact can be profound, derailing goals, amplifying stress, and leaving us feeling trapped in a cycle of self defeat. Today, we're going to delve deep into the science and psychology behind this pervasive phenomenon. First, let's talk about how our brain plays a role in procrastination. When faced with a task, the prefrontal cortex evaluates its importance, deadlines, and potential outcomes. It urges us to get started and stay focused on our goals. However, this rational voice can be drowned out by the competing signals from another part of our brain. When we contemplate a challenging or unpleasant task, the other parts of our brain can trigger feelings of anxiety, boredom, or frustration. It then hijacks our decision making process, pushing us towards activities that offer instant relief and pleasure, such as watching videos, scrolling through social media, or indulging in comfort food. Recent research has shown that chronic procrastinators often have a larger and more active amygdala, the brain's fear center. This heightened sensitivity to threats can lead to increased anxiety and avoidance behaviors when faced with challenging tasks. The amygdala's fear response can override the prefrontal cortex's rational decision making, making procrastination a default coping mechanism. This explains why that Netflix binge or social media scroll feels so tempting, even when we know we have an important deadline looming. Our brains are wired to prioritize immediate emotional relief over delayed gratification, and procrastination is often the result of this internal conflict. It's also crucial to understand that procrastination isn't simply a matter of poor time management or laziness. It's a complex psychological phenomenon deeply rooted in our emotions, beliefs, and self perception. Let's explore some of the key psychological drivers that fuel procrastination. The first one is fear of failure. Studies have shown that the fear of failure activates our brain's threat response, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol. This physiological response can lead to avoidance behaviors as a way to protect ourselves from potential negative outcomes. When we fear failure, we may subconsciously believe that not starting a task is better than risking a poor outcome. This fear can be so overwhelming that it paralyzes us into inaction. The second one is perfectionism. Perfectionism is often linked to high levels of anxiety and self criticism. Studies suggest that perfectionists tend to have an overactive error detection system in their brains, which makes them hyper focus on mistakes and flaws. The relentless pursuit of perfection can create unrealistic expectations and make starting a task feel insurmountable. Perfectionists may fear that they won't be able to meet their own impossibly high standards, leading to procrastination as a form of self protection. The third one is low self efficacy. Self efficacy refers to our belief in our ability to succeed at a specific task. Research has shown that low self efficacy is a significant predictor of procrastination. When we doubt our abilities, we are less likely to take initiative or persist in the face of challenges. We may subconsciously put off tasks because we believe that we're not capable of completing them successfully. The fourth one is task aversiveness. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Tasks that we find boring, tedious, or unpleasant trigger our brain's aversion system. The more aversive a task seems, the more likely we are to procrastinate. This can be particularly problematic when it comes to important tasks that we simply don't enjoy. It's important to recognize that procrastination often serves as a coping mechanism. In the short term, putting off a task can provide temporary relief from anxiety, stress, or boredom. It's like a quick fix for emotional discomfort. However, this relief is fleeting. In the long run, procrastination only intensifies these negative feelings, leading to increased guilt, shame, and even panic as deadlines approach. Understanding the complex interplay of emotions, belief, and self perception that underlie procrastination is the first step towards breaking free from its grip. Procrastination isn't merely about poor time management or lack of willpower. It's a complex interplay of neurotransmitters, emotions, and deeply ingrained thought patterns. Each time we succumb to the procrastination cycle, the neural pathways associated with avoidance and delay are strengthened. This makes it increasingly difficult to break free, as our brains become wired for this maladaptive response. The cycle is fueled by a number of factors. The first one is temporal discounting. Our brains are naturally inclined to value immediate rewards over future benefits, making short term distractions more appealing than long term goals. Another one is cognitive dissonance. The discomfort we feel when our actions don't align with our values can lead to further avoidance. The third one is learned helplessness. Repeated experiences of failure or negative consequences associated with the task can create a sense of helplessness, making us believe that our efforts are futile. Understanding the neuroscience behind this cycle is crucial for breaking free. It allows us to see procrastination not as a character flaw, but as a learned behavior that can be modified with the right strategies and interventions. The good news is procrastination is not a life sentence. Research in neuroscience and psychology has revealed strategies that can help us rewire our brains and break free of the cycle of delay. The first one is cultivating self compassion. Studies have shown that self criticism actually increases procrastination. When we berate ourselves for our lack of progress, it triggers stress and anxiety, making it even harder to get started. Instead of dwelling on negative self talk, practice self compassion. Acknowledge your struggles with kindness and understanding. Remember, everybody procrastinates at times. Treat yourself as you would a friend who is facing a challenge. The second one is mindfulness for awareness. Mindfulness involves paying non judgmental attention to the present moment. This can help us identify the thoughts, emotions, and triggers that lead to procrastination. For example, we might notice that we tend to put off tasks that seem overwhelming or boring. Incorporate mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing into your daily routine. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, pause and observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This awareness can help you make more conscious choices. The third one is the power of task decomposition. Large, complex tasks can activate our brain's threat response, triggering avoidance behaviors. Breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps makes them feel less daunting. Create a detailed plan for tackling your tasks. Start by identifying the smallest possible action you can take. Once you've completed that step, move on to the next one. This approach can create a sense of momentum and make progress feel more attainable. The fourth one is time management techniques. Research suggests that our brains are naturally wired for rhythm and routine. Time management techniques like the Pomodoro technique can help us harness this natural rhythm and increase focus. Experiment with different time management techniques to find what works best for you. You can also try time boxing, where you allocate a specific amount of time to a task, even if it means not finishing it within that time frame. This can help overcome perfectionism and prevent tasks from dragging on indefinitely. The fifth one is rewarding your wins. Our brains are wired to seek rewards. Dopamine is released when we achieve something we value. Set up a system of rewards for completing tasks. These rewards can be small or large. The key is to choose rewards that are meaningful to you. Remember, overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and self compassion. But with the right strategies and support, you can rewire your brain to achieve your goals. Procrastination does not have to define you. By understanding the science and psychology behind it, and by implementing effective strategies, you can reclaim your time, energy, and productivity. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today. Thanks for watching.